Bum bum bum. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How is everyone doing today? Let me just edit a few things. I've got to sort out the stream info ahead of this one, as we are seeing a slightly different team setup to what we saw yesterday. We are still seeing Black Angels Esports face off against a team today. However, today's team will be Vortex Gaming. So let me just quickly get all of that updated as we're ready. While we get a few people in. Hey Connor, how you doing? First to the party. Hopefully that's updated everything correctly. Connor, can you confirm that it says Vortex Gaming versus Black Angels Esports as the name of today's stream? If you could, that would be greatly appreciated, my dude. Thank you very much. Hello, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Map 1, BA74, Map 2, Vortex 74. Ooh, a prediction coming out from Connor already. Interesting. We'll just have to wait and see exactly how this one plays out and see whether that prediction comes true, but it's certainly an interesting one coming out so far. We'll have to see exactly how that one plays out. The two maps we will be seeing today, once I've actually double-checked what we're playing, will be as follows. First map we'll be seeing today will be Oregon, where Black Angels will start on the attacking side, and in overtime we will see them go on to defense. Meanwhile, for game number 2, we visit Kafe, and Vortex Gaming will start on the attack and go on to defense in the overtime. So let me just get all of that set up. So, of course, Black Angels starting on the attack, and then in the overtime we'll see them move to defend, which means the orange team is attack. There we go. All sorted there. Hopefully everything's ready to go. Hey Caswes, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream, my dude, once again. Some people would say I might get sick and tired of spectating Black Angels games, but this is only the second of 3 that I will be casting today. Tomorrow I will be casting another Black Angels game, this time facing off against Scorpio Gaming on the Resistance Siege League. And that one will be a duo cast between myself and Conchcast. So there we go. Hey Maz, I'm not stream sniping, I swear. I know you're not, but you better get out of there before, of course, the game actually gets underway. Will Elemental notice me? Of course I will. Of course I will, Jacob. Of course I will. Thought it was on theme. No, I believe it is Oregon. It was only on theme because that's the first one in the map list when you look at the actual playlist setup. So there you go. I do Caswes, but to be fair, having you as mod would mean you're not actually able to put anything down on the predictions, which of course I'm sure you would want to do. So we'll just have to, yeah, let you do that. First thing I want to do before we, of course, get this before we get this one kicked off today, is a big thank you to XX Zantaz, who followed me yesterday, but that was post-stream, so I wasn't able to thank them then and there. So thank you very much, XX Zantaz, if you are in the stream at the moment. Yeah, precisely, Kazaz. I know Maz has been rather miffed that, of course, he has mod privileges, so he's not actually able to do the prediction. But I'll pop the prediction in to begin with. Game 1 score, and it will be a Vortex win. Or will we see it go to a Black Angels? I can't spell angels, I was writing angles. Angels. Goodness me, it's been one of those days, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm a little bit tired, a little bit groggy, a little bit annoyed about life. But hey ho, hey Lydia, welcome once again. Not going to lose my channel points this time. Well, it's going to be an interesting one today for you, Lydia, since there are going. Well, these two teams are closely matched against one another. We're expecting, of course, a good game to come out of these two, so we'll have to see where the final result falls. So I think voting for either team on this one could prove the winning votes. Like I say, unfortunately, we haven't really seen too much of Vortex Gaming so far, and we haven't really seen... We've seen plenty of Black Angels, but they're not going to their favourite map, which you could argue is Clubhouse, having won it 3 times on the trot, so we'll have to see exactly what happens. Why 853, Connor? Why you got to be awkward like that? Like, why you got to be awkward like that, man? Anyway, it seems that both teams are now ready. Just going to confirm that in the chat. And once we have the go-ahead, we'll be heading off into game number 1. Yep, confirmed, Weasty. Connor is a boosted diamond. Yeah, Weasty does have the stat. He got 1 kill to 12 deaths. Still almost has as good a cost as you, though, Connor, so hey-ho. Let's get some votes in there for Black Angels. You saw how they all played yesterday, at least those of you that were watching yesterday, so why not put any on Black Angels? We'll just have to wait and see exactly how they perform on this one. Just waiting for the full go-ahead from both of these teams in the league chat, and once I've received that, we will be getting underway. Maybe a few less viewers than we were expecting on today's game, partially because, well, it's Shrove Tuesday, so everybody's out there enjoying their pancakes. But I did say that pancakes are more than welcome in the stream, so of course if you do know anybody that would like to come along and give the game a watch, then feel free to let them know so they can all come over. But now, despite the fact that I'm not getting an already in the chat, everybody is ready on the game, so I'm just going to get this one started. Let's actually get in to some Siege as we go into map number 1, which is Oregon. Black Angels versus Vortex Gaming. Black Angels starting on the offensive on this one, with Vortex Gaming starting on defense. If Maz fails me, he's getting ass whipping. Yep. I don't doubt that, Kazwez. I don't doubt that. Anyway, so far we have but 20 channel points being spent on Natio. There we go, Black Angels, a few more being placed there on for a Black Angels win. Let's see how balanced or unequal we can get these predictions. So far, most of the votes going towards Vortex being able to win out on this one. What we need to remember is that Maz is playing on this team, and he doesn't always have the best of games on Oregon. Although that might just be when he plays against me, because he gets absolutely clapped. Anyway, the first ban coming out so far on the side of Vortex Gaming will be the Jackal ban, completely getting that off the board. Nice and early to start with. Always welcome. And the second ban coming out being that of Thatcher. No longer will he be able to EMP those walls, getting any wall denial off of it, whether that be the Mute, whether that be the Bandits, whether that be the Cade. And another ban coming out this time of Caveira. Seems that Black Angels really do not like playing against the Caveiras. We saw this ban coming out yesterday on the side of Black Angels. I believe it was on Clubhouse though, rather than on Oregon. But of course, my memory does fail me sometimes, so if I'm incorrect on that one, do please let me know. Anyway, the final ban coming out on this time on the side of Vortex Gaming will be that of the Malusi. No longer wanting to deal with her basically sub-woofers that she can stick on the floor. Completely taken off the board means that most pushers, you won't actually be... Your position won't be given away unless, of course, somebody brings one of those so-called vibe alarms. My last Oregon games have been 16k and 21k. Votes me on Oregon for 3 points. Fair enough, but you're not playing today though, Kazwez, are you? So unfortunately that's not going to help anybody with their predictions, but thank you for your input. You indeed have had a couple of good games, one of which I believe was you maining Warden for all the defensive rounds. I still don't quite understand how you made that work, but somehow you did. So far though, 92% of you, or 92% of the bits, have been put on a Vortex win over a Black Angels win. Maybe we'll see the odds swing back in favour of Black Angels after we've seen the first couple of rounds, as we do still have 10 minutes left on the prediction before, of course, you have to... Well, you won't be able to vote anymore. We'll just have to wait and see the very end of the game. It's your boy, Mr. Beast. Welcome back, my dude. Vortex loses because of ping. Oof. No issues today. It's only if you're over 100 ping. So everybody is golden today. And of course, it's if they stay there for a considerable amount of time. Of course, Hake popping up there just for a second, but instantly back down below that marker. We see today, though, Vortex starting out on this basement site here, bringing the Cade along on the side of Krusty to help stop those hatches and some of the walls being open. We also see the smoke being played on the side of Game On, which means that likely an elbow hold is going to be put in place here on the side of Vortex. We also see Fizzle on the Jaeger and Maz on the Wamai, meaning plenty of throwable denial in the form of... Actually, ooh, that's interesting. The smoke is in play, but they are completely reinforcing off elbow here. Deciding instead to use that smoke somewhere else, maybe playing behind the shield, or just chilling in life. Does seem though like all 4 members so far of Black Angels now spawned at the front entrance. Maybe they're going for an early push down these laundry stairs. There isn't too much protecting them or stopping them from doing so, apart from now a barricade at the bottom of those laundry stairs put in place by the smoke of Game On. Drones coming out to see exactly what they're facing as they now start to push on into the site. One member though, I believe it is Kinks, has decided to go all the way over top floor to do a complete top floor clear. He only has one member of Vortex to deal with, which is currently Fizzle, who's playing in the attic up here. Sorry, that's Fizzle. There we go. Looking for a drone, but none has now come in to see him just yet. There's no fear of Kinks though being droned out by 2 drones, which are currently spotted out Fizzle. They'll now make the call, and a bit of a pre-fire coming out, so they're missing the head of Kinks though, so he still stays on this one. And he comes in, being joined by a friendly team, but Fizzle managing to get the headshot first onto Kinks, taking him off the board. Kinks, of course, being a crucial part of the Black Angels' win yesterday, dropping about 16, 18 kills. I can't remember his exact final score, but either way, that man was popping off so far today. He has been shut down nice and early on. Fizzle realised that the threat, though, is coming from the attic, as I believe not all eyes on Mango. Maybe it's Kafe. No, it's not. It's Marchez with the diffuser who was pushing up into the attic. Decides better of it, though. Partially because he's got diffuser, but also because he just needs to hold the angle for now, watching all the way to attic through this punch hole, waiting to see exactly what Fizzle does. The Maverick being used to open up this hatch since the Cade is on it, meaning that no other means of hard breach can be used to open it, although the only other means of hard breach currently available is that of Penta on the Ace, where... No, sorry, my bad, Marchez on the Ace, where of course 2 of his 3 ace charges would needed to be used to open that hatch. So maybe they're trying to save the ace charges to open up somewhere else, as we now see all eyes on Mango on this big tower rappel. Trying to push out Fizzle, who's playing at the top of here. No damage currently done, as he sits in the corner. He knows exactly where he's being pushed from. There's one member outside on the balcony as well that he needs to pay attention to. The ash swings across, pre-fire coming out. But he manages to stay alive and keep all of his hit points. He's Fizzle wasting a lot of time here with only 40 seconds left on the clock. Black Angels are now being forced into a bit of a sticky situation. Do they continue pushing onto this Jaeger, maybe lose a few more bodies, or do they decide to start pushing into sight? It certainly looks like that's what they're trying to do, as they now hold on this rear stage stairs, blue stairs, whatever you want to call it. But now the sledge is dropping into Harry Potter and starting his push onto Pillar. Pensolo picks up a nice little cheeky kill onto Game On. The Smoke, who was playing his shield somewhere, believe over in Laundry. It's a double-sided push. 2 members of Black Angels pushing from the north, 2 members of Black Angels pushing from the south. An injury coming out from the Oshing, though, means that Marchez is planting in the smoke, as the other member of Black Angels is taken down. The 2 members, though, pushing through Laundry, having absolutely no pressure being applied to them, though, means that they can get that plant down. One moves upstairs, looking to play the long angle, while Marchez sticks below, now heading to the top of Laundry stairs. A defuse coming out, the sound cue being called, and one Penta swings around onto the hatch, manages to get the foot shots onto Fizzle, but Krusty pushes up and takes out Marchez. It's now a 2v1 situation with 20 seconds left on the clock. Oshink now goes for the defuse as Krusty pushes up those main stairs, manages to get down, but Krusty manages to get the kill and has enough time to drop the Laundry hatch and get that defuse off. That's where the numbers advantage really helped out Vortex in that one, of course, managing to secure that round just by trading lives as they go. Well played by both teams there. Black Angels looking like they had the upper advantages. They managed to sneak 2 members into sight on each end of the basement, but eventually the gunplay of Vortex being able to bring them out on top as they took out the 2 members pushing on the north side, and the 2 remaining members on the south side were left in a 3v2. And as long as Vortex traded, which is exactly what they did, they managed to end up with the win, as they finished with the overall numbers advantage, having 1 member left on the board, which was Krusty, who of course pushed into sight and got that defuse off with enough time left on the board. Not really sure exactly what Black Angels could have done slightly different there, maybe wasted slightly less time pushing Fizzle on the big tower, but then again, they couldn't have pushed into sight any earlier, otherwise Fizzle could have come in and completely ruined them on the flank, although he still did that anyway. But they maybe might have had a slightly better setup and been a little more prepared for him had they not committed so much time early on trying to get rid of him. Of course, with their first win on the board, Vortex now go on to this top floor site, the Kid Storm's games room, where they will be deciding to hold a very similar setup being brought out. Of course, the smoke being brought by Game On. Oshink still sitting on the Goyo. Maz swaps onto the Legion though instead of playing, I can't remember who it was last time. I don't think it was Legion though. I can't remember, it's been a long day. They need a drone on main, so they knew where they were pushing him. True. Very true. And then Christy here bringing out the Cade again.
5 seconds left.
Of course, those Cades, if placed in the right place, can be very difficult to get off some of these walls, especially with the Thatcher being taken off the board as well. Christy, though, seems to just be going... Hang on a minute. Seems to just be going to place one in the middle of the wall, on the roof. However, this could relatively easily be shot off the wall if they get a classroom control from below on the side of Black Angels and open up that floor from below. As I've already said, goodness me, I'm repeating myself this evening. How's everybody doing today, by the way? Enjoying your Shrove Tuesday, and hopefully gorged yourself on some pancakes. If you haven't done that already, I hope that you have plans to do so later. Pancakes are always welcome. And I certainly hope you're going to be enjoying some later on today. There we go, just see the Zofia breaking the classroom window and opening up the floor underneath the classroom. However, with that Cade being placed so high up, they haven't yet been able to take the Cade off the wall, so Zofia has to commit to actually pushing in to shoot the Cade, which is now done. Fizzle, though, didn't quite get the call in time, so he isn't able to push up from the laundry and capitalise on that Zofia being in such a risky position. The ace now being used to open up this wall, 2 of them currently being used. Oh no! An ace being thrown out there to try and get rid of the shield that currently is being played by the Smoke of Game On in Trophy. However, with it hitting the door frame, it doesn't get to the shield, but also with those 2 ADSs being in place, it would have been zapped anyway had it gone across that threshold of the doorway. First kill, though, goes to Fizzle, who was playing below. He manages to push up and pick off Hake, who was the Zofia indeed playing in Classroom. He now goes for a massive rotate all the way over to the big tower, but Marchez answers back by pushing into Master Bedroom and taking Game On off the board. That is quite a crucial operator to do so early on. Smoke having those canisters in pockets could prove crucial in the very late game, as completely shut off certain pushes into sight, as people don't want to push through the smoke, take any damage, or if they do, if they're left on low health, it can quite easily claim a kill. Ashink, though, playing super close to this breach here, manages to win that gunfight against the ace of Marchez, who pushed up aggressively. Diffuser is now dropped just outside the breach. Ashink now falls back to a slightly more favourable position, and the numbers are once again back in favour of Vortex Gaming. Maz has now been taken off the... Maz now gets a kill, sorry, collecting the head of Kinks, was pushing inside. Oshink collects the head of All Eyes on Mango, and Pentu was pushing in through. Attic is now left in 1v4. He evens the numbers slightly, putting in a 1v3 as he secures the head of Oshink, but Maz, holding that cheeky angle from the bunk bed in Kids, manages to take off the head. The remaining member of Black Angels, securing round number 2 in favour of Vortex Gaming. Very well played there. Very nice hold coming out there from Vortex Gaming. Fizzle playing below, managing to push up the laundry stairs, of course, collecting that early kill, and once again managing to just constantly trade those kills backwards and forwards until they are left with the numbers advantage. Of course, it did swing very heavily in favour of Vortex by the end, but certainly that early game, trading backwards and forwards and getting the opening pick, certainly put them in an early game advantage, and it was one that Black Angels are just not able to recover from, meaning that we now see the scoreline going 2-0 to Vortex Gaming as we now head into round number 3. Hacker doing a very late 6th pick, meaning he switches back out onto the Thermite, maybe meaning he was wanting to actually swap on something else. But of course, still sticking on the Thermite means that they have that hard breacher in play. 2 in fact, 3 in fact, of course, with Penta and Marchez both being bought. Maverick, though, could be called more of a flex support player rather than necessarily a designated hard breach, since he can be relatively limited at times, with only now having 5 of those canisters in play. However, he is still classed as a hard breacher in his own right, as he can still open walls just as big or just as small as any of the other hard breachers out there.
10 seconds remaining.
Appreciate you casting for my league, no worries, Carmaz. Why am I getting ads in the middle of my match? No idea, Franco, they should be turned off so they only run when I tell them to be run. So, sounds like a you problem. Will Elemental notice me? Of course I will, Jacob, I always notice you. There's a new surrender glitch, everyone. Surrender glitches pussies. Oh, great. It's back, is it? Hooray. Anyway, enough about the actual Siege. Let the normal game of Siege, as we actually want to watch today's game facing off against Black Angels versus Vortex. Black Angels doing a bit of a split push here. We see several members going towards a small tower area, but also a couple going all the way over to big tower here. Currently sat in the very top of rafters. I believe this is Kinks droning himself in. Yes, indeed. Kink's currently droning this big tower stairs, making sure he is the only one in the big tower before he decides to drop from that tier 3 position onto the tier 2 position. Of course, the tier 2 being the floor. But Kafe gets taken out, excuse me, by well-placed C4. Who was that from? I believe that was from Game On. And it looks like Kafe was trying to go for the thermite spot through the floor, but that was well known on the side of Vortex, so he was quickly taken out. For those of you that didn't know, you can place a thermite charge on the soft floor here in the room above, which does mean that this wall down here, the top, basically 2/3 of it, can get opened up as the thermite sort of, what's the word, not diffuses, but sort of can act through the soft floor and actually open up that wall, even if it is bandited, even if it's muted. There's no wall denial that can be used to stop that thermite being placed down. But when you've got a C4 in your pocket, as I believe Oshink did, you don't need any wall denial, because you just use that C4 to completely take the player of Kafe off the board, meaning that wall remains closed until now the ace starts pushing in. Kinkso trades back a kill as he starts pushing in top floor in attic. Manages to pick up the roaming Game On who was playing over in trophy. Kink's now though pushing the big tower. Does he see the player below him? Yes, he does. A call must have come out, but now Maz decides to completely run away, go on a massive flank all the way around to the laundry stairs, as now for the first time so far we see Black Angels currently in the driver's seat with 4 members to the 3 of Vortex Gaming. They're starting to play the vertical from kids' dorms into the master bedroom, deciding exactly how they want to push this. But instantly, as I say that, Krusty now manages to trade back a kill onto All Eyes on Mango, who was pushing up into that white hallway near the castle barricade. But a fearless drop coming out of Penta means he's actually deep in kitchen sight. Does the call come out that he is in there? Maz manages to pick up Kinkso with a nice little headshot on his rotate, and Krusty falls on his ass as he gets taken out. Fizzle trades back though by taking Penta out, who was currently in sight. And now in a 2 versus 1 situation, Marchez has to make something happen in the last 15 seconds of this game. 50 health remaining, diffuser in hand. He can do this if he plays this well. Smoke's going out to try and cover his plant position. He's now just going to go for it. He's going to stick this. But Maz decides to run on through. Doesn't quite know where he's planting. Looks for it. The pre-fire coming out and coming off the diffuser. Unfortunately, Marchez not able to clutch this one out. Has decided to save KD by popping off of that diffuse rather than going to take a gunfight, or allowing himself to be killed by the swinging Maz, means that the round goes in favour of Vortex Gaming, currently sat at 3 rounds to none as we head into round number 4. Every single member of Vortex Gaming so far, apart from Game On, having proven quite crucial in previous rounds, collecting 3 kills apiece, apart from Oshink, who has managed to pick up 2 extra ones for himself, just to rub it in there for the rest of his team. Meanwhile, on the side of Black Angels, so far Kafe, who we saw doing work for his team yesterday, currently on 0 kills, and also another notable player being the likes of Kinks, being currently sat on 1 kill. Fortunately not being able to find their rhythm so far on this Oregon game, when we saw Kinks playing yesterday against Tempo, managing to rack up around 18 kills, I believe. So far though, the kills have fallen in favour of Penta and Marchez, who are sat on 5 and 2, but of course, as you can quite easily tell, if you're just going off the kill game, you can easily see why Vortex Gaming have managed to win 3 rounds so far as we head on to round number 4, and they go back down to the basement site, which they started off with. And they won quite concisely, is completely the wrong word. Convincingly. They won this site quite convincingly in the first round, where we see, of course, such a convincing win come out of them this time. I'm not so sure, because, of course, Black Angels have now seen exactly how they do this setup. A very similar setup, of course, being brought out this time with this side. I'm not sure whether it was played previously, but this smoke shield being played on top of this laundry counter, using those head holes on the left-hand wall in laundry to more advantage, as you can play all the way back in the little laundry closet here, using that shield to peek around, holding the long angle on laundry, and hopefully take out any players that decide to push there. Black Angels, though, so far, deciding to go for a small tower take. Currently having members such as Kafe on this Hibana, playing on the Repel, trying to clear this top floor roam. That may or may not be happening. So far, though, I don't think anybody on the side of Vortex Gaming is roaming, apart from, once again, we see Maz on the Jaeger. This time, though, he is sat all the way over in the dining room, so a very long way from where currently the members of Black Angels are pushing as they try and clear out this top floor sort of just wasting time here, but making sure it's completely cleared out. Once they have this map control, as long as they have a way to keep it and stop Maz from rotating through, then they should be pretty safe and secure, and they are claiming a lot of map for themselves by doing this push together. However, they're a little bit scared of that big tower, waiting to see if somebody is playing in there. But of course, nobody is playing in there right now. As already stated, Maz is all the way over in the dining room. Now finally deciding to make a move and start pushing up towards where Black Angels are pushing from. Currently Crouch walking all the way to Z corridor. Not quite sure who he's going to be bumping into, but the call has been made that they were opening up that main laundry hatch. So we'll see exactly where they've been playing, exactly where Maz wants to push. Trying to get into meeting right now, as the call also possibly comes that meeting has been open. Does he see the Maverick? Yes, he does, and he easily takes out Penta, who was playing the Maverick, but instantly traded back by Hibana of Hake as he swings into meeting from the rear stage door, taking Maz out to a quite a crucial player who, if he'd been able to get away from that one, could have caused even further havoc on the side of Black Angels. With him being left on the board and able to roam freely, he could have been quite dangerous to the side Black Angels, but with him being taken off the board nice and early, certainly gives them a slight advantage, as now they know all remaining members of Vortex Gaming are sat down in this site. Now all that Black Angels have to do is decide exactly how they're going to be pushing into this one. I think most options are pretty bad at the moment because they haven't got much map control, they haven't got much open with regards to walls and stuff. They haven't also got the picks. The only pick that they managed to get was, of course, the Roma. So almost every angle that they're going to be pushing will be held by one member of Vortex or another. All eyes on Mango goes for a bit of a mad swing into Freezer and manages to collect the head of Krusty. But Oshink manages to trade him back with a double kill. That Goyo shield being popped for the last 15 seconds to mean that everybody has to run through that Freezer door now, has to run through fire. Game On gets headshot onto Kink. Kink pushes in further. Hakedo taking quite a bit of damage as he pushes through. Misses the knife onto the Goyo. Oh my goodness, what exactly happened there? Hakedo realizing he had Diffuser, tried to do something with it, but unfortunately, because he missed and hadn't downed a Shink in that closet there, he wasn't able to get the plant down. My goodness, so Oshink very easily finished off Hake, and with the plant not currently being down and the time hitting 0, everything was said and done, and Vortex Gaming took round number 4 as we see the scoreline moving towards a 4-0. Will we see a clean sweep coming out on the side of Vortex Gaming, or will Black Angels start to find their feet a little bit like we saw them do yesterday? Certainly the players of note, as I've said already, Kinks and Hake so far not actually showing up at all for the side of Black Angels. Of course, as this game progresses, they may get a little bit warmer, and we may see them start to come out with some big kills and big plays on this one. Yeah, it's back. There's a surrender glitch. Everyone is back. Guys, just hit diamond against us. Forcing. Oh! I see, Connor. Who are you rooting for, Elementals? Saving Custom Game, KD, Noise One. They are playing Bear Slow. Yeah, they are a little bit Karmaz. And I'm not really rooting for anybody. The whole point of me being as a caster here, I need to try and remain as impartial as possible. It's only been interesting to see exactly how Vortex Gaming continue playing this, especially when the sides are swapped. Especially as they are relatively new to this league, as they came in, I believe, to either replace Team Lethal or one of the other teams that dropped out. Whether I think it may have been Ice. Either way, they are here now, and they are certainly showing their dominance so far in this game, currently with the scoreline being 4-0. But there's still a lot to be played for. There's still an entire second half, and there's still 2 rounds to be played on this first half before we see the final result. Well, the final result before they switch sides, anyway. Black Angels once again deciding to go mostly for this main door push. Trying to take out this closet wall once again. The Cade being played towards the top of the wall, though, means that, once again, the Zofia charge being placed underneath, or whatever was used to get it, whether it was an Astra or Zofia, I'm not actually quite sure, isn't actually able to destroy that Cade charge straight away. And instead, the job is left to the IQ of Hake, who pushes in below and tries to spot that Cade charge. He now sees it and shoots it off the wall. He now goes back outside to safety and decides exactly where he's going to be pushing on into sight. Going on this game's repel and drone at the moment. Marchesso pushing in, making short work of getting this closet wall open as the Cade is now off it. Time has been wasted though on the side of Vortex Gaming, meaning that they're slightly more in advantage. But maybe not as much time as they would have liked, as an impact nade tries to come out there to impact trick that wall, but unfortunately doesn't quite land in time. But Oshink absolutely popping off today, finding the head of All Eyes on Mango as he tries to push the trophy door. I believe he was playing this cheeky angle that of course we see now Marchez holding. And his final ace charge being eaten up by that ADS being played on the trophy door. Who is playing super close? Is it Game On? Yes, indeed, Game On is playing super close to that door as he's currently waiting for that member on rappel. But Hake goes below. Fizzle, I mean, goes below and takes out Hake, who was on that rappel. The calls coming out, and Hake not paying enough attention to his classroom below means he's taken off of that rappel and out of this round. And this game for now, anyway. Last remaining members of Vortex Gaming now having once again the numbers advantage, currently being a 5-3. One player, that being Fizzle on the Jaeger, currently being on the roam. Trying to find any advantage that he can, trying to flank onto the last 3 remaining members of Black Angels, who have so far not linked up. They have, of course, the Ash of Kinks playing on that big double window. Sorry, my apologies. The Hibana of Penta being played in that double window as Oshin gets a double kill, this time getting the head of Ash, who is top of these armory stairs here. Shots coming out onto Marchez. He's being forced back as Fizzle continues contesting him in trophy. Now a pistol battle between these guys, but unfortunately the pistol doesn't win when the SMG-11 is brought into that fight as Game On swings the corner with the SMG-11. Far more bullets, far faster firing. Don't quite know what Game On was doing there. Of course, in that final kill cam, you can see maybe he didn't. Had a sudden spot of blindness, completely missed that ace just walking from the master bedroom door into trophy. But eventually, of course, with only a few shots left in that pistol on the side of ace, the smoke of Game On was able to pick up the kill on to the ace, finalising that round in favour of Vortex Gaming as we head into round number 6, the last one of this half. Currently the scoreline sat at 5-0. Vortex Gaming putting up quite a dominant showing so far in this first half. Not having any flawless rounds, but certainly every single round that we win them so far being quite comfortably in their control. There was one that came a little bit close, but maybe not quite as close as we would be expecting after seeing Black Angels putting up such a dominating performance against Tempo Esports yesterday. Certainly on Clubhouse, Black Angels certainly seem to have the measure of them. I still say that Tempo did have a better second map on Oregon, and the scoreline that we eventually saw coming out between those two teams, going 7-3, was maybe not what you'd expect after Tempo, putting up such a good game. But a few, unfortunately, not thrown clutches, but clutches coming out on Kinks, certainly him being the MVP yesterday, being on 18 kills total, certainly helped carry the rest of his team all the way to that victory over Tempo. Today, though, is a new day, and evidently these boys didn't have their Weetabix this morning, as they are just not popping off in quite the same way as we saw them yesterday. On the complete flip side, though, Oshink is popping off with 10 kills so far on the side of Vortex Gaming. The rest of his team sharing them out relatively nicely between all of them. But once again, the side of Black Angels struggling to get things going here, with only 2 members currently being above 4 kills, that being Marchez and Penta. All Eyes on Mango, Kinks and Hake all struggling so far to find picks in this one. Hake and Kinks so especially struggling so far, as they proved to be some of the better players yesterday. Will they be able to find their rhythm as we move on, either in the second map or moving in on this first map? I'm not quite sure. Only time will tell on that one. They only have a few rounds left to do it, though, as if they continue up this poor performance, we will see Vortex Gaming likely take this map 7-0. But of course, if Black Angels start finding their feet sooner rather than later, we may see this completely swing back in favour. We may even see overtime. Still early doors so far, so we don't know exactly what will happen. We are yet to see. The Black Angels, though, deciding to completely take this top floor and open up some of the hatches, start trying to play vertical on sight. But an aggressive angle being played here by Oshink once again completely takes off most of the health from Penta, who tried to peek that hatch, but unfortunately wasn't quite able to get it. A yellow ping coming out, free fires coming on through the floor, but unfortunately that for Penta, the castle of Fizzle has moved off and is now playing close on the door against the Sophia with a shotgun out. Swings the door there at the same time, all eyes on Mango, and Fizzle manages to win that one by scoring the headshot onto the Sophia. Now in another little gunfight with Penta through the floor. Unfortunately, none of them able to win it, but Fizzle arguably lost that since he walked away losing quite a bit of health, and none being lost on the side of Penta. Shots so coming out from Fizzle, who has now moved, managing to finally win that gunfight against Penta, take him off the board, and at the same time Maz takes Kinks off. Now we're left in a 5v4, a very familiar situation for Vortex Gaming so far. A 5v2, I apologise. As we see Fizzle pushing in, getting that headshot on Kafe. Final gunfight coming down. Marchez though manages to collect Fizzle, but he's now left in a 1v4 situation. This man will need to ace to win this round for Black Angels. It's looking very much like Vortex Gaming will go into this second half with a scoreline of 6-0. What will Marchez do in this instance? There really isn't too much he can do. Pre-fire's coming out, unfortunately though, missing the head of the player there. And game on! Wanting to rub salt in the wounds maybe a little bit. Pops up with the deagle and goes for the one tap. Lands it perfectly square in between the eyes. And takes Marchez off of the scoreboard for that round. Confirming a 6-0 flawless first half going in favour of Vortex Gaming. Round number 7 sees, of course, these teams swap sides, and it also sees us with Vortex Gaming already being on match point, 6 rounds to none in favour of Vortex Gaming so far. Can they make this the first? I believe no. Will we see this being the first flawless game of week 2, week 4? What am I on about? Guys, I've had a long day and I've absolutely lost it. I do apologise. Anyway, Vortex Gaming, of course, being very much in the driving seat right here, currently being sat on that match point. 1 round here wins it for them and guarantees them 1 point at the end of this best of 2. Black Angels really need to step it up so far. They have not been... They've just not showed up. It's like they played the game yesterday, used up all of their steam, and here we are today, seeing them face off against Vortex Gaming. It was supposed to be a very close match, certainly from all predictions that have been given by most people. This was going to be a very close game. But here we are, sat at match point, after only 35 minutes, probably only 30 by the time I actually started the match, and very much so, Vortex Gaming is in the driving seat. Top floor hold, though, being the starting point here for Black Angels, as we see them go to the kids' dorms, and dorms games room, whatever you want to call it.
10 seconds to go.
Been out relatively standard operators for them. Kinkso swapping onto one of his favourite roles, that is being the Jaeger. If he's allowed to roam, as he has been doing on the last few playdays that I've casted for Black Angels, we may see him absolutely start to find his mojo, get his mojo back, and start playing quite aggressively. But what is this? Is this Hake doing one of his very aggressive spawn peaks? Yes, indeed it is. Has he been spotted, though? Do they know his position? Nobody's pushing it at the moment, but he's still firmly holding this. If a call comes out, though, maybe the angle can be pre-fired, maybe somebody can swing it. But instead, it seems if Vortex Gaming know about this man trying to do a spawn peak, they've just decided to ignore it as they all push in towards the big tower side. The closest player currently to Hake being that of Oshink, sat outside by these... I'm going to call them like steel coils. Currently holding an angle onto that door. Certainly seems like a full big tower push is going to be the state of play coming out here from Vortex Gaming, but the Jaeger of Kinks is playing secretly on these back stairs just below the rear stage. Nobody seems to have droned him out yet. Has the Hibana actually placed down some of her nomads? Hibana placed down some of her nomads? Boys, I shouldn't be casting tonight. I've absolutely lost it. It certainly sounds like Christy on the nomads placed down some of those behind. But I certainly heard it, but do the members of Vortex Gaming hear it? As I hear the Nomad behind being shot out, I believe, by Kinks, but as we push in, Oshink manages to get the opening pick, followed by Game On pushing in. Pensilo frags back, manages to get Game On. As you see, though, the A coming up on the white stairs flank here, actually runs right into Fizzle playing on these white stairs, now pushing on into sight. It's now 2v3 situation. The last two members being slightly split up, but Krusty on the Nomad managing to pick off the head of All Eyes on Mango. It's now very much a 50-50 on which team will win this. Of course, we want to see Black Angel start answering back a little bit to Vortex Gaming, but will we also see the flawless coming out from Vortex Gaming as now we see Oshink trying to push into the master bedroom. Currently being spotted, I believe, by Valkyrie Cam. Can't quite spot it as he now tries to decide to swing, how exactly to swing. That's bedroom door. Christy and Oshink now trying to work together. Shots coming out, missing the Jaeger, who is playing close on that table. Christie though down though, not out. Oshink pushing and aggressive, manages to pick up the kill. Does he go for the pickup now or does he wait? Penta though, maybe the calls come out. C4 being played, managed to pick up the kill on Penta. And Oshink swings the corner, shot, headshotting Penta, securing the trade onto his fellow Christie who was down on the floor, and securing this map number 1 very, very convincingly in favour of Vortex Gaming, winning out 7-0 at the end of it. Not really any answer coming out today on the side of Black Angels against this Vortex Gaming team. Slightly surprising, as we maybe expected these two teams to be more closely matched. But of course it does show that dominance, and once again we do see Oshink being the MVP of the game. Certainly seems on Oregon, the way you win it is you have the rest of your team doing relatively well, and you just have one member of your team absolutely popping off, because that was certainly how Black Angels won yesterday's game versus Tempo. They had the likes of Kinks popping off with 18 kills, and unfortunately the 12 and 11 kills shared by the two top members of Tempo just wasn't quite enough to win them that game. Well, thank everybody for sticking around for the first map. The second map we will be going to today after a short little break will be Kafe, so we're all ready to go. Seems like a couple of people might be wanting to just leave, maybe do a quick restart. The second map, though, will be played on Kafe, as already said, which will see Vortex Gaming starting on the attacking side, and in OT defense we'll also see Vortex Gaming going that way. Yes, indeed, Carlo, you can have a 10-minute break. Right, as said though, a 10-minute break is coming up. I will finish the prediction now. We saw Vortex Gaming win. So there you are, everybody. Enjoy your channel points. Gotta love those channel points. Now, I'm also going to have a quick break, hopefully get my brain back in gear, have a little drink, and we'll be back with you in about 3 minutes once I've run some channel ads. They greatly help me out, so please stick around and watch them. But do feel free to just walk away and leave them playing if you're not interested. Anyway, I'll be back with you all in 3 minutes, as we will then be heading into map number 2, which is Kafe Dostoyevsky. Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're shortly going to be heading into our second map between Vortex Gaming and Black Angels Esports, which will see us playing on the Kafe Dostoevsky map. This is certainly going to be an interesting matchup, of course. We maybe were expecting these two teams to be slightly more evenly matched, as we saw. Well, certainly going into this one, the predictions were very much 50-50 for these teams on the Discord channel, but now very much Vortex Gaming have solidified the chance that, well, solidified the fact that they are here, they're ready to game, and they're certainly put up numbers to prove it, going 7-0, having a flawless defender side on Oregon, and finishing it off with a win on their first attacking round on the same map. Of course, Vortex Gaming have come in to this league relatively recently. They came in to replace Ice Cold Esports, who unfortunately fell apart somewhat, meaning that Vortex Gaming have come in to replace them. Just a couple of members from that Ice Cold roster still being left in this Vortex Gaming roster. That would be the likes of Maz and Krusty, both of which have proved crucial so far in the game that we have seen played. It's your boy Mr. Beast. It was 50-50 coming into this one, i.e. before the game was even started. People were expecting it to be an incredibly close game. However, though, it ended up being a 7-0 victory to Vortex, so very much going against what people had predicted. Black Angels just not seeming themselves today, not being able to pull this one together. Two of the members who popped off completely yesterday, the likes of Kafe and Kinks, unfortunately not being able to just get anything going. They only had one kill on the board, I believe, by the end. Yeah, no worries. It's your boy, Mr. Beast. Yeah, no worries, man. Maybe if they'd been able to get a few more kills, then we might have actually seen a different story coming out of Oregon. Certainly after they dominated, well, not necessarily dominated tempo yesterday, but certainly put up the numbers yesterday in their tempo game on the very same map today. They just seemed like a completely different team. They did not have the coordination, they didn't have the setups. Their attack just didn't seem to click for them today for whatever reason, so unfortunately they ended up losing that first map 7-0. Second map, though, maybe a completely different story, and I shortly will be getting the predictions underway, so let me know what you think. Will we see Black Angels, of course, bringing it back in the second half, in the second map? Able to, of course, put another win on the board, securing themselves 1 point for themselves, and also leaving a Vortex Gaming with only 1 point. Will we see a Vortex Gaming being able to get themselves another game win, resulting in them winning this best of 2 and getting the 4 points that they will get for the win, and leaving Black Angels with none? How many flawless rounds was that? I don't think there was any flawless rounds coming out on the side of Vortex, but they did flawless the game in general. So there you are. Delete. Wow. Okay, Maz. Maz, you better get out of chat quick because you're going to be playing in 2 minutes, mate. But cheers for bringing the viewers in for now. Certainly everybody, a lot of people were in favour of you, Maz, if you're still there listening into this. You had 87% of the channel point votes going in favour of you guys, so well played to you. The Game 2 score, though, prediction is about to go up. So get ready with those channel points and decide exactly where you're going to be investing them in this one. Investing them on this one. Goodness me, I just cannot speak tonight. Will Black Angels secure themselves a second game win and mean that both these teams walk away with 1 point apiece? Or will we see a Vortex Gaming being able to win out map number 2 and secure themselves those 3 points that catapults them high up on the league? I believe it takes them up somewhere in the top 3. I don't know exactly, but Connor may or may not be able to confirm that if he is in the chat. There we go. The predictions are up and running. Let's get some votes in there. Spend your channel points wisely. As I say, that Caswes drops 1.5k onto Vortex Gaming as the very first vote. You're very confident in the side of Vortex Gaming and taking this map number 2, aren't you, Kazwez? Anyway, by the way, Fizzle, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Just seen you get in. Oh, Hake timed this one perfectly, getting in with just a few seconds left on the clock before we head into map number 2. At 20 minutes left on the dedicated server, we'll be going into game number 2, so just a few more seconds and we'll be getting underway. Let's get those predictions in nice and early though, but will people's decisions be changed once we actually get into this game? Only time will tell as we head into game number 2. Kafe Dostoyevsky. Vortex Gaming versus Black Angel Esports. Vortex Gaming, of course, being a relatively new addition to the league, certainly in this format. We haven't actually seen them play on Kafe, I don't believe, so this is a bit of an unexpected map for them. Well, not an unexpected map, but certainly one where I don't really have any expectations of how they're going to play. We have seen them play before on Oregon, in both the ice-cold form, but also when they were as Vortex, and they have performed very well. And of course today they have proven that once again by winning out 7-0 on that map respectively. Black Angels though have seen this map played before. I believe it was their very first game, where unfortunately due to technical difficulties they were left in a 4v5 situation. However, they were still able to take this to overtime, and I believe that was against the likes of possibly RNS, who are currently sat top of the league. So the fact that they now have the full 5 members of their team being present for this game, maybe we'll see it very much swinging in favour of Black Angels Esports. No, in fact it was against Expansion on Kafe. So Expansion more towards the bottom of the league, so maybe we won't be expecting great things from Black Angels, but then again we have only seen them play as a 4-man on this map and still took it to overtime against a full 5-stack. So maybe great things to come out of Black Angels here on this map as we see the first 3 bands being picked. Who will be the final one? Any guesses, anybody? Yes, indeed it was. You're indeed correct, Madigan. Apologies that I messed that one up. I quickly checked my own stats and I managed to find the information out myself. There you go, Clash being the last one to get taken off the board. The Thatcher, the Jackal, the Mirror and the Clash all being taken care of. Thatcher and Jackal being sort of expected, as I believe they were the 2 bands coming out in the first map. Mirror not necessarily being, well, hadn't been picked on Oregon, but definitely a good pick on this map. Many people not wanting to push onto the top floor site or the reading room site when there is a mirror holding the top floor from that cocktail balcony. However, some well-positioned players can quite easily get rid of those mirrors. So it just seems like that, I believe, who would it have been who banned her? It would have been the side of Black Angels, just not wanting to face up against any mirrors today. No thank you, no sir. Decided not to go against it. This time though we see Black Angels starting on the defence. Maybe this is the momentum that they need to get going. Defence was certainly their preferred side yesterday when we saw them play against Tempo, as the heavy roam coming out from the likes of Kinks and Hake, and also Penta on a few occasions, proving to be quite crucial in their victory over Tempo in yesterday's best of 2. Today though, of course, they do have a slightly different roster, as Madigan has been set aside so that All Eyes on Mango instead can play. But All Eyes on Mango having played on this map the very first time they went to it versus Expansion in week number 1 of this league. Who won the first game, Madigan? It went 7-0 to Vortex Gaming. Unfortunately, Black Angels were not able to win that one. Yeah, unfortunately for you, they didn't have a good game. Hopefully they pick it up this one, eh? I certainly know you've got your fingers crossed for them. You don't want to see them lose this. But we see them starting on what I like to call the basement site, despite the fact this is on the first floor. We see them starting in kitchen service and kitchen dining, I believe it's called. And we see the 3 members of Vortex Gaming rappelling all the way onto the top floor. Well, then, of course I notice you, especially when you highlighted that like that, Jacob. Hello. It's almost like I've got a sixth sense to know when you're messaging in chat, because I happen to look up at just the perfect time to see you there. Anyway, back to the game. Enough distractions there. We see a complete top-down push coming here from Vortex Gaming. The only member that currently isn't on the top floor is going to be the Ace of Oshink, who's playing on this dining window. Just waiting to see if anybody's going to cross, waiting for people to giving the intel that he needs to maybe push on into site. Or at least push into that dining to maybe start trying to open up the hatchet as required, using 2 of his ace charges to do so. The first kill going the way of Maz though. Maz on the Zofia managing to pick up, oh my goodness, Kinks, but bad drone work there. Doesn't spot Penta, who was playing in that reading room side. Penta now gets a double kill, but instantly traded back by Oshink on the white stairs. It's now a 3 against 3 situation, as the map control on the top floors now falls in favour of Vortex Gaming. 3 remaining members of Black Angels are currently stuck down in the kitchen and a small bakery respectively, as the side of Vortex Gaming decides exactly how they're going to be pushing in onto this one. The freezer wall can now be opened though, as the sledge has gone above and got rid of, I believe, the mute jammer that was stopping them from pushing through. Yes, indeed, it would have been a mute jammer. There is no other Wardinal on the board. So the ace, once he's droned himself in, can now go down and start opening up that freezer wall. Exactly how is he going to do it? Is he going to make multiple holes? Is he going to make runnable holes? We're yet to see. But currently, all the members of Black Angels are playing on the complete opposite side of the kitchen site. Now only Mute now starts moving up onto this B bomb. All eyes on Mango starting to play super close. Sees the foot of the Nomad through the drone holes. Krusty doesn't realise he's being shot and gets taken off the board. It's now 3v2 situation with Oshink now being Game On playing above and Oshink playing on that. The open breach, deciding exactly how they're going to push this. Game On should probably at some point come down and join up with Oshink and start pushing on site, as he will be receiving a lot of pressure from All Eyes on Mango and Marchez, who still has 2 of those smoke canisters in pocket, able to deny the late push. But Oshink pushes in and gets completes his double kill by taking All Eyes on Mango off of the board. This first smoke coming off though, misses it, and Hake picks up his kill onto Game On. It's now a 2v1 situation. Can Oshink put up the numbers like he did on the previous round and gets a double kill here? Well, make it the quad kill total to win out this round. He pre-fires the angle, misses the shots onto the smoke, runs deeper, and the time runs out, and a shot from Marchez secures the first round in favour of Black Angels. A much better round there coming out from Black Angels. They may have lost the advantage, gained the advantage, lost the advantage again, but at the very end, when push came to shove and the time came down to it, they were able to completely stick together, get the kills when they mattered, and win on their first site. Hopefully this is the sign of good things to come, and maybe they can get a bit of momentum rolling into this one, so we don't see as easy a as easy a game as we saw previously. Then again, this could be Black Angels map, and they may 7-0 Vortex Gaming on this one. Now that would be something interesting to see. Currently, only 1 person has voted for Black Angels, despite them putting up that such good performance. Will the next couple of rounds maybe sway a couple of people to put some of their channel points onto the Black Angels team, getting the win? It's yet to be seen. So far, though, not much to talk about on the kill front, as we now see Black Angels going to this top floor site. The cocktail bar and landing? What is it called? I've forgotten all the site names today.
Bomb located by attackers.
Once again, the castle being bought out on the side of Hake. It seems that for whatever reason the ump is working for him today, so he wants to stick with it. Marchez this time being on the Jaeger instead of Kinks. Kinks instead opting for the Valkyrie, deciding that this is how he's going to be doing his roam game today, if indeed he is. Penta, though, having shown up big so far in the game, getting a nice little double kill downstairs. Unfortunately losing his 3rd gunfight to Oshink, who was on those white stairs as the ace, meaning that his life was taken off the board. But he did have quite a big impact in the small amount of time that he was alive. And of course, if he does as effective roam as he did in the previous round, then maybe we might see 2 rounds going in favour of Black Angels early on in this game. Once again, we see most of the members of Vortex Gaming currently going to the roof, some taking slightly longer than others, but bringing that sledge to get those hatches open nice and early. And start with a top floor down push. C4 though coming out from Penta through the electrical hatch, doesn't quite manage to hit, well, doesn't quite manage to kill anybody, but certainly does quite a substantial amount of damage off to Oshink, who gets his arse cheeks very much whiffed by that one. Sees defeat of Mute as he goes to the rotate through the freezer rotate hole. Goodness me, I couldn't English. Goodness me. Doesn't quite manage to get the reaction time off and get the shots. So unfortunately, the Mute walks away, unbeknownst to the fact that his toes could have been very easily shot off there. 1 roamer currently being played below in the train, which is currently Kinks on that Valkyrie. So far, not really popping off today, as he only has 1 or 2 kills, I believe, to his name. But as you heard there when you were playing as Kinks, or spectating Kinks, there is the sound of a pre-placed C4. Not quite sure exactly where that is. Is that going to be underneath the electrical hatch drop, or is that going to be somewhere else? It sounded like it was in... Yes, indeed, it was by the whiskey bar right here. Unfortunately, not able to collect anybody. The call coming out at the wrong time, meaning that no one was collected by that pre-placed. Watching up through the floor, though, does manage to do a bit of damage onto Krusty, who was pushing in past the whiskey bar on the top red that is now open. White's control being now taken, though, on the side of Vortex Gaming, but the first member of Vortex falls to Penta, as Game On manages to secure Kinks as he tried to rotate back up from below. Penta now managing to fall off those white stairs and going below, trying to play a little bit of a roam, but he does know where his friendly died, and all eyes on Mango collecting ahead of Game On, meaning that now the numbers are very much in favour of Black Angels. With 40 seconds left on the clock, there's only 3 members of Vortex Gaming. They need to decide exactly what they're going to do. And does Fizzle realise that Penta is down here contesting him? Oshing puts the numbers very much back in favour of his team, but there's still a lot of work to be done with only 30 seconds left on the clock. Krusty has pushed up into this white hallway, is currently holding the white stairs angle. And as we see Penta slowly pushing up on it, he doesn't quite see him. The angle he was holding was too tight, and it was actually the castle of Hake who pushes up on the side of the stairs, managed to secure the kill. Shots coming out on Fizzle as he pushes through the cigar shop. Unfortunately then gets taken out by Marchez as he tries to push on into sight. The final member of Vortex Gaming being Oshin gets a double kill, but unfortunately not quite able to collect them all. Starts putting the plant down, but pops off it as he hears the players of Black Angels closing in, deciding better to take that loss and save his KD than try and stick that plant and get his head taken off, and another point or another kill be given to a member of the Black Angels squad. That 10-minute break certainly has proven big for Black Angels, as so far they've put up 2 very convincing rounds on this first 2 rounds played of Kafe. Can they keep this momentum up as we continue forward? Will we even see a 7-0 coming out on the side of Black Angels for this one? There's still certainly the possibility right now, as Vortex do not seem to be finding their feet at all. Seem to be stumbling a little bit on this one. Unfortunately, Oshing is trying his absolute best, but unfortunately a couple of the members that we'd maybe expect to be doing a little bit more on the side of Krusty and Fizzle, unfortunately not having the impact that maybe they need so far, and Maz and Game On also being taken out in undesirable circumstances. The site being chosen here as the sort of third/off site with regards to Black Angels is that of the Dining and Mining site. My favourite one to say, because Dining and Mining just runs off the tongue so well, and hopefully I don't end up cocking it up as we continue on. Going to be a bit of an interesting hold coming out here. Most people, of course, prefer going into the Reading and Dining site, because then they can use the top floor and cocktail balcony, often with mirror setups. Of course, she is banned in this map, so maybe that is why the Mining and Dining seemed like a better decision, better place for Black Angels to go. But whatever they're doing so far, it certainly seems to be working for them, as they sit with 2 rounds comfortably on the board against Vortex Gaming. So far being able to be shut down quite easily, as Maz goes for the very long range destruction of that castle barricade. Already being taken out, and Marchez with not another one in his pocket does mean that he isn't able to push up and reinforce that, but also Oshink is playing up close to it, so currently won't be able to... A very bold castle player may go for the reinforcement, but it seems that Marchez with none left in pocket decides better of it, as instead back in Dining, putting down a normal barricade. Currently on the top floor we see Kinks and likely Penta. Yes indeed, Penta playing around the red stairs area and Kinks playing over cocktail, doing this top floor roam. Not trying to hold in one particular position, of course. Oh my goodness, the players on Repel and the player of Penta are so close together. If only Zofia knew to swing and look just into Cigar Lounge, she could probably get a very easy pick onto Penta. But unfortunately the call's not coming out, despite the fact that drones are in there, and has position given away by a slap onto that barricade. Marchezo gets things going by collecting the head of Oshink. He's of course proven crucial so far, getting the most kills on his team with 4 so far. Being taken out so early on does mean that the other members of Vortex have to now pick up the pieces and show us what they're made of if they're going to pull together and collect this round victory. Two members of Vortex so drop the red hatch, but still don't know that Penta's playing in this cigar lounge area by the piano. He swings the angle and manages to win a gunfight, but unfortunately loses that one to Krusty. Game on also trades back, so now it's a 3v3 situation. Health points certainly being in favour of the Black Angels side, though. Does mean that this is going to be a bit of an interesting one as we still have 1 minute left on the bot. Game on, though, as I said, securing another kill for his team. As a nade comes out perfectly cooked, but all eyes on Mango being far enough away that not enough damage is done to him. Decides better of running out and being super aggressive on that Zofia, and instead falls back into sight, trying to play against the sledge on the hatch. The grenade being thrown out doesn't quite get him. Panicking over the hatch, though, manages to down Game on. Goodness me, what a shotgun shot there from All Eyes on Mango. Puts the scores back 2 players to 2 as Fizzle is left on the tiniest bit of help. Krusty on 50 health as well means that the health advantage is very much in favour of Black Angels. As Krusty, though, drops the C4 trying to be thrown out, but Hake pushes through and shoots him. And Fizzle, not quite sure what happened there at all, but Fizzle somehow manages to impact himself as Zofia. That is not what you need to be seeing on the side of Vortex Gaming as we get towards the end of that round there. Unfortunately, not quite able to clutch that one out. They had the numbers advantage at one point, Game on doing bits to get them back into that fight. But unfortunately, with them being eventually picked off by the members of Black Angels, and of course a little mistake there coming out from Fizzle, does mean that the round goes in favour of Black Angels. Currently it's at 3-0. That 7-0 win for Black Angels is looking ever more likely as we progress on in this game. My stream dashboard is doing something funky. Do let me know. Please drop a quick message in the chat if we are still properly live and everything's working fine. If, of course, there are any issues and the stream has dropped, then please let me know so I can maybe do a quick reset. Hopefully, though, everything's now working fine. I've just done a quick reload on my webpage. That might have just been the issue. But, of course, if there is any other issue going on, please do let me know and I will try and resolve it as soon as possible. Black Angels, despite winning 3 rounds on the row and having that downstairs kitchen now available, decide instead to go to the mining and reading. Does seem that they are comfortable on whatever site they decide to go on. And of course, if they manage to get the win on this one, it will mean that they have won on every single site on this map, which is quite a feat against what people would have thought was the dominant Vortex team. But currently those 93% of the channel points going in favour of Vortex Gaming, maybe not looking quite as likely or quite as favourable as it did if you'd only seen the initial scoreline. Of course, this does mean that if Black Angels do win this one, then Notalio 55 will win big, getting all of those 4.9 thousand game points that have been put in his, that have been placed against Vortex Gaming, getting them in his pocket. An early C4 though coming out from Penta. Was he playing beneath the hatch? Yes, indeed he was. A beautiful little hooked C4 there, managing to come out and collected Game On, who was playing as a sledge. A little bit too close. Or it was a pre-plept on the hatch, and because he was sledge, he went for it. But unfortunately had his head completely taken off by a very big explosion. Marchez, though, being a little bit low on health as he took some damage from the repelling, I believe it was Zofia, who had pushed up onto the dining window, has now decided to completely go onto the top floor. As we see the remaining members of Vortex Gaming deciding exactly where they're going to go. Of course, Zofia on this cigar lounge window repel. 2 players currently jockeying around the hatches, deciding exactly where they want to push in. And finally, the last player of Ash, being played by Maz at the moment, currently on this cocktail window repel. Just holding an angle, waiting to see if anyone will cross it. Hoping he can pick up an easy kill as someone walks in front of his crosshairs. Nobody being picked up of late though. A ping coming out that somebody is downstairs in cigar. Not cigar, sorry, pillars. But as I say that, goodness me, Kinks with a beautiful headshot. Seems to, of course, be finding his mojo now. Getting a few very nice kills so far. Taking the head clean off of Maz, who the pre-fire wasn't quite on point. Mainly because the ping was old. And Kinks has legs. He has moved. Unfortunately, meaning he's taken out. Penta putting this round ever more in favour of Black Angels. As he takes out I believe it was Oshing. Kinks taking up Fizzle. That's his second kill of this round and second kill of this game. Krusty being left in a 1v5 gets his first kill. A headshot on Kafe. Also downs the castle of All Eyes on Mango at the top of White. Now deciding exactly what he wants to do. Being left in these odds, a 1v3 of course with All Eyes on Mango on his ass. He will not have his gun in this fight. It's not a 1v4, it's a 1v3. Krusty goes to secure that kill, gets himself a double. If he does win this round and clutch it out for his team with 30 seconds on the clock, he will score himself an ace. That's like the second or third time I've said that today, that whoever clutches will secure themselves an ace. Haven't seen it so far this league. It will be the first 1v5 clutch. But of course, he only has 15 seconds now to complete this as he starts pushing up. Marchez still playing below, only a little bit of help. King so upstairs going on a bit of a flank, and Penta pushing aggressively on Cocktail. Krusty though drops below, trying to push on site, but with a castle barricade in front of him on the reading room door, he isn't able to push in sight and do anything with it. Missing his shots onto the Jaeger that was playing underneath the electrical balk, meaning there's 3 surviving members of Black Angels on the board, securing round number 4 for them as time ticks down to 0. These two teams, I don't know what has happened. Have they, while I wasn't looking, have both of these teams swapped players? So that it's the same players, but they're on different teams, but they've still got the same names. I have no idea. For whatever reason today, these teams have just been vibing when it comes to on the defensive side. Of course, we saw a 6-0 victory in the first half going to Vortex on their first defense, which they managed to very cleanly finish off with a win on attack, taking the first map Oregon to 7-0. So far, we're looking like Black Angels may be able to repeat this, but of course in the opposite direction, currently being 4-0 after 4 rounds as we head into round number 5.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
Like I say, will they be able to keep this momentum going? It certainly seems like it. Kinks and Hake both starting to find their vibe a little more as kills are shared around. But so far, Penta on that Melusi proving absolutely deadly. Those Melusi devices, of course, proving a little bit of annoyance as well, but it just seems that Penta, with that MP5 in hand, despite all the nerfs it has received, is still just a very deadly weapon, and certainly in the hands of this man, absolutely destructive is the language I would use to describe this one. On the side of Vortex Gaming, Oshink once again top fragging with Game On and Krusty picking up kills almost up to his standard. Maz and Fizzle though currently being towards the bottom. Maz only having impacted with 1 kill and Fizzle currently not being able to find anything. I believe last round also playing the sledge. No, that was Game On, apologies. But Fizzle just not able to find anything so far when it comes to these attacks. Black Angels deciding to go for the top floor site again, deciding that, you know what, kitchen isn't our vibe anymore. We may have won it the very first time on the very first map, but we're not doing it. Penta playing below that electrical hatch, waiting to see if he can get someone, trying to open it again, playing super aggressive here, doesn't quite hear it in time though, instead goes for the red hatch, does a huge amount of damage onto Fizzle, who was about to go and sledge it. The timing was almost impeccable, almost got himself another C4 kill just from trying to get these hatches. The aggression from Penta, of course, paying off big time so far. Fizzle being left now on about 26-27 hit points does mean he has a bit of a disadvantage, and with him already not being able to put up the numbers, this certainly doesn't help the man out, as he's now at a health disadvantage as well. Could very easily be taken off by an indirect explosion, or just a few stray shots if somebody decides to pre-fire his position. Once again, the members of Vortex Gaming decided to play around the skylight, but Game On now decides to answer back to Penta. He said, you know what, you've had enough fun, you've had enough kills, you've been causing us enough issues so far, and a good drone work from the rest of his team calls out exactly where Penta is, and a pre-fire through the window takes him off the board completely. They now have Cigar Lounge control. That is Vortex Gaming have now pushed in and taken this control of the site. And the Melusi device is finally taken off as Oshink starts opening up that freezer wall. Doesn't quite realise where the smoke is as shots come out. Goodness me, very few rounds left in that SMG-11, but managing to take out Oshink. But instead, no, it was Maz. Maz with the TK. Oh my goodness, Maz, you can't be doing that right now. Gets also taken out by the C4 being thrown by All Eyes on Mango from that freezer position that was so compromised by the wall being open. Leaves him on 20 health as well. 2 members of Vortex Gaming now being on the tiniest little slithers of health. Not exactly the best positions that they'd want to be in. 3 very healthy members on Black Angels though. As I say that, they get traded back and it's now a 3v3 as Krusty gets a headshot, but Game On pushes in, collects himself a double kill. But there we see Kinks playing at the top near these, what they called? Planks, there we go. Kinks playing on the planks position. Managing to get a beautiful shot onto Krusty, who was on that rappel, and also then swinging around, collecting game on as he pushed into Freezer. The final member of Vortex Gaming being left is currently that of Fizzle, who's on the 26 health points, currently below playing as Sledge. Both the remaining members of Black Angels being very healthy indeed. Fizzle just deciding, I don't know what to do. He has Vout cams on those stairs, he's got Vibe alarms, he's also got Bandit, barbed wire. He doesn't know exactly what to do. Bit of a pre-fire coming out there, don't manage to go into Kafe. And once again, time runs down with Vortex Gaming. Yep, Maz is indeed a one-game wonder. It certainly seems that way so far. He is just having an absolute mare so far. Yep. Maz has now just called a timeout for his team. So they will get a minute timeout, I believe. I don't actually know the full length of the timeout. Connor, can you quickly tell me how long timeouts are allowed for? Is it 1 minute, 2 minutes? What are we talking here? Each team is allowed one tactical timeout though. However, I'm not 100% sure exactly the time frame that they are allowed. So just getting this confirmed right now. And then we will continue into the next round. Currently though, of course, Black Angels bringing the pain to Vortex Gaming as they have 5-0'd them so far. Indeed, his Red Bull has indeed worn off. Callum does nothing. Who's that referring to? Is that referring to the side of Vortex Gaming? I know Caswez is not looking very good for that. Oh, round after this. Got it. Resuming timer. Let's get underway. They've had a little bit of a timeout, but it looks like it's already been done. I'll still give a small timeout to Maz and his team since they requested it. I just misunderstood his instructions. So we will have to see where this goes. There is still a chance for Vortex Gaming to turn this one around, but of course, with every round that Black Angels gets on the board, they'll be one step closer to securing this game and the win over. Well, not the win overall, but giving each team 1 point from this best of 2. As we finally see Black Angels returning to that downstairs site in the kitchen, where they started this defensive win streak from. Can they finish this defensive half off flawlessly by getting 6 rounds to 0? Or will we see Vortex Gaming after that very short timeout that they will get a little bit furthermore on the following rounds? Will they be able to start getting the momentum back, get the steam back under their wings, or whatever you want to call it? I forgot the analogy. Either way, Black Angels certainly looking incredibly dominant so far. A notable player is that certainly of Penta, who's been able to play very aggressively around those hatches on the top floor, both when they're playing on the top floor site, but also when they're just playing on the second floor. Been able to pick up a few crucial kills, but also doing a lot of damage onto the players of Vortex Gaming. A couple of rounds though, it has very simply come just down to time on the side of Vortex Gaming, taking far too long to pushing on his site, and oh my goodness, nobody had a drone there. If only they'd known. The Jaeger was trying to reinforce the hatch. He does give it up in the end as one reinforcement is needed downstairs in the freezer instead, but you had 3 people rappelling up outside dining. If there was just one droning there that called it out, they could have pre-fired through the window. Easiest kill of your life. The man's on the hatch, you can't shoot back. But goodness me, we now see all the members of Vortex Gaming apart from Oshink making their way to the top floor. Once again, starting with this top floor down clear. Hopefully they do it a little quicker than they have been doing previously. Of course, 2 minutes, however long has passed, I think it's 30 seconds has passed since the round has started. And 2 minutes left on the board. But Penta, once again, with the opening pick. This time shutting down both Oshink, who has been coming up big for his team, but also dropping that diffuser on the east balcony. Points are not on, so Penta will not know this unless he actually saw the box drop. But Game On answers back by collecting the head of Kinks, as he's now pushed into this bar on the top floor. C4 being prepped though by Penta. Does he time this perfectly? Has he actually thrown it out? No, he still has it in his pocket. Decides better of it. If he timed that perfectly though, he may have actually got a C4 onto that Zofia. Zofia though now gets some intel and manages to shoot him from above. I believe that was through the wall. Ping coming out, a pre-fire through the soft wall, takes out Penta, the deadliest player this game so far from Black Angels, out of the game. Yes, indeed, you can see where the shot through on this soft wall. Good drone work there on the side of Vortex Gaming, and now with 1 minute left on the clock, they're a lot closer to site, and they have the numbers advantage. They are currently in 4-3. However, as we've seen a couple of times already, I think the very first time that Vortex Gaming pushed onto this basement site, it got very close, but in the end, we saw Black Angels still able to win it out. As I say that, of course, Kafe with the SMG-11 just being able to collect the head of Maz as he pushes down these white stairs. ASO opening up the back of Freezer. This looks certainly where the push is going to be coming out. As Hibana. Do we have Hibana? No, what the fuck am I on about? As we see Zofia going back upstairs and instead decide to rotate down the Brown. Not quite sure this is necessarily the play from Vortex, of course, keeping all their remaining members so split up. If, of course, they can win their ones, then it could certainly prove advantageous to them. But no, Hake doesn't, but Krusty manages to see the gap in their offence and pushes over to assist. Krusty now has to push into sight, and Fizzle has dropped the hatch behind him, pushed in deep, trying to decide exactly the best place to plant. A bit of indecisiveness there means that Krusty is forced to put the plant down. Marchez gets the headshot to Fizzle, and with the time ticking down, he decides to just unstick the diffuser, and there we are. A 6-0 flawless defensive rounds on this second map of Kafe, going in way of Black Angels. I can tell you guys weren't expecting it, as 93% of you thought the Vortex Gaming would win this one. But currently with Black Angels now in the second half, moving on to the attacking side, being sat with that match point advantage, being 6-0 up, this may be a very different outcome. Just going to do another quick pause because Maz had requested a timeout. I did give a little one on the previous round, but because I didn't understand which round he was on about, I'm just giving him a quick little one now. Only about 30 seconds or so. Once that 30 seconds is up, I'll get the game going again. Hopefully in future, of course, it will be clear when people want to take their time out. Does seem that Vortex Gaming need to get something going here. After all, with Black Angels being sat on that match point, it does mean that just one round win to them, which between these two teams, after to be honest, after the previous map, you wouldn't have expected Black Angels to be sat on this scoreline at all. But instead, we've seen them absolutely turn it around. That 10-minute break, whatever they were drinking, whatever they've taken, whatever they've done, it's just worked for them. The communication that they had in the previous game on Oregon sort of fell apart. But in this game, it has certainly been there, which has allowed them to push forward and get this 6-0 advantage as we head into round number 7. Will it be a 7-0 flawless victory to Black Angels, in which case it will be the first 7-0, but going to opposite teams in this league? Or will we see Vortex Gaming light a fire under their arses and be able to pull it back and get 6 rounds on the board and let us see us into overtime? It's very unlikely, but after how Vortex performed in the very first map, I think anything is possible with that team. Once they get everything clicking, we've seen what they can do against this Black Angels roster, but so far Black Angels have been able to find the answer to anything and everything the Vortex Gaming have been able to throw at them, especially playing the time game very well. Will that be their undoing though on their own attack, or will they be a lot better with the time management and also be able to pick up those kills nice and early on? Hi Callum, yes indeed, the first game was 7-0 to Vortex. Can you believe it? We've gone from Oregon, which was the first map, going 7-0 in favour of Vortex Gaming, to the second map of Kafe, going currently 6-0 in favour of Black Angels. How often do you see such a deviation in scoreline? We already saw Zodiac Gaming versus Tempo in the very first week of this league, where we saw a 7-1 and then I think a 7-2 going in favour of one team than the other, which was at the point we thought that's as good as it's going to get. But so far, Black Angels may prove to us that they can make this one go 7-0 in favour of them after being absolutely pounded on the Oregon map. A very small roam coming out here on the side of Vortex Gaming. Game on already, taking about 50 points of damage though. Playing the bandits in on site. Fizzle though just not having the game at all. He's currently sat on 0 kills and 5 deaths. Managing to survive one of the rounds, but unfortunately with the time ticking down, as time has been the enemy of this Vortex Gaming team. He unfortunately was not able to win it. A second drone, though, managed to spot him out after the first hadn't quite managed it. As there's 3 drones all up here, he's probably panicking. Can a member of the Black Angels push in and take advantage of this? Certainly not at the moment, but as they push in, a C4 is wasted on the side of Maz, playing that Malusi, playing that role that Pence had been playing so well on the previous rounds. Unfortunately, not proving as good as he now faces up against Kinks. Maz getting the early pick, a nice headshot onto Kinks, all the way in pillar from the mining room. Kafe is still droning in sight. Penta still on the top floor. Can he do some more work for his team? Getting the drone in to try and find these players that are playing currently on the tier 2 site. Trying to work out exactly where they are and start pushing down there. 1 round for Vortex will see them move into a playoff spot after tonight. While 1 round for BA see them move into second. You only need 1. Yeah. Can't be too hard. Yes, indeed. Whichever team... Oh my goodness. All Eyes on Mango gets down, though, from somewhere. Krusty, where exactly were you playing, my dude? Playing in the coat check here. Manages to absolutely punish All Eyes on Mango, who is pushing up in this red hallway. Obviously not realising quite where the castle was. Also looked like it was supported there by Game On playing the double door. Certainly looking very much in favour of... Goodness me, definitely look in favour now of Vortex Gaming. Those couple of timeouts have meant that on this defensive half they have completely changed into a different team, as we now see it 4-1 in favour of them. Marchez being the last remaining member of Black Angels Esports, currently deciding exactly how he wants to push onto this site with 20 seconds remaining on the clock, and 4 members still being alive on the side of Vortex Gaming. Trying to decide if he pushes into the smoke in the prep room or whether he goes through the rotate into Red Hall. Either way, it's certain death as he faces off against the 4 remaining members of Vortex Gaming. Manages to pick himself up 1, this one being Fizzle. Unfortunately, still not having the best of games. Although collecting a double kill upstairs, almost landing a nice cheeky 1-tap onto Oshink. Playing the smoke behind that shield, behind the double window on the way through prep. But there we are, a good showing there from Vortex Gaming, getting 1 of the 6 rounds that they need to put this one into overtime. Black Angels, though, still very much in the driving seat, only needing that 1 round, of course, to see them winning this second game and giving each team 1 point in the league. I'm not sure where this will mean they move in the standings. Connor will know more, he may have already been putting it in chat. But certainly a very close game between these 2 teams. But weirdly... not happening on the same map. One map going very much in favour of one team, and then the following map going very much in favour of the other team. Vortex Gaming do seem to have managed to find something to work with so far, as they now head to Bar and Cocktail Lounge, but will they be able to continue that momentum for 5 more rounds before Black Angels Esports are able to get 1 round on the board? It's so very close. Has it happened to you again, Connor? With the surrender glitch? Two out of... Wow. Okay, so basically what you're saying is don't play ranked at the moment. Noted. Anyway, Vortex Gaming here, of course, being in quite a compromised position. Certainly having their backs up against the wall in this one. 1 round win here from Black Angels, who have proven so what's the word?
5 seconds remaining.
So strong so far in this Kafe map.
Attacker's objective is to defuse
Of course, just 1 more round towards Black Angels. We'll see them win this 7 rounds to 1 at the moment. But we will have to see exactly how this one works out. Time, of course, not working in their favour, but also not having the man advantage when the final bell sounded meant that Black Angels were not able to win the previous round. There's a good roam. And, well, good plays coming out on the side of Vortex meant that they were able to win that one. Kafe is swapping now onto the gridlock, maybe a little bit of an unexpected operator for most teams, but when we first saw them playing on this Kafe map the very first play week in a 4v5 against expansion, we did see Kafe bringing out the gridlock then, and it did seem to work for them as they were able to take it into overtime despite the fact that they had the numbers disadvantage. Currently, though, we see 3 members playing upstairs and 2 playing below. One of which is the Pulse, course, trying to take out any players that push down. And of course, as I say that, Kinks pushes down and faces off against Krusty, the two Ks. And unfortunately, the K of Krusty wins out on this one. Obviously looking down at just the right moment with his pulse scanner to spot out the player pushing down the main stairs, or the call comes out to him. Either way, he's able to pick it up. Falls back a little bit now into 90 corridor, but no one else is pushing him so far, as 3 members of Black Angels now push into the cigar lounge and cigar shop. Pulse is scanning out from below, though he still has that C4 on hand, so a well-placed C4 could get this one. He blows it up. Krusty, that is a hard floor, my dude. I found this out the hard way in a game the other day. Unfortunately not able to do any damage or netting a kill onto anybody, so that C4 is now wasted, and he's got to decide what he does. Does he come back up onto site and support the rest of his 3 teammates playing above, or does he continue playing below? He now rotates onto the white stairs and starts trying to contest the gridlock of Kafe, who is playing on this pixel angle. Black Angels have now certainly got the advantage as they're starting to push in, and All Eyes on Mango gets a nice little refrag onto Fizzle, who was playing below in pillars, meaning there is now a 4v4 with 40 seconds on the clock. Plenty of fours there, so many that I forgot how to speak. As we see Oshink currently playing the Shaiko spot, not quite in the same position that Shaiko does, but all the members of Vortex now just holding these angles, waiting for the push to come out from Black Angels. Calls coming out below from Krusty, helping out his team a lot. Marchez has now pushed in and a plant is actually going down. But shots coming up through the floor from Krusty means that he's taken out of the game. It's now a 2v4 situation as Maz gets a kill onto All Eyes on Mango. Game on though gets taken out, but Maz secures another one back in favour of them. Penta means it's now a 2v1 situation, but with only 10 seconds on the clock. He has to make something happen here. He starts putting the plant down. Can Krusty find him with the pulse scanner? He does. Do shots come up through the floor? Yes, but they miss! Krusty, my goodness, those are shots you cannot miss. Quite a bit of damage now being done onto Penta though, and a C4 from Maz bringing out the triple kill for him. And the round number 8 going in favour of Vortex Gaming, starting this slow grind to overtime. Will we see them continue this effort all the way to 6-6? Or will they fall and falter in the next couple of rounds and we see Black Angels able to push the advantage and secure themselves this map victory? It will be quite the comeback from Vortex Gaming if they are able to win it back on their defensive side with this one. So far they are doing it, but there is still 4 rounds to go before we go into overtime, and as I've said many times already, Black Angels just need that 1 round win, which could be a badly placed C4, could be an early opening pick that they didn't need on the side of Vortex Gaming, could very easily see the favour swing in favour of Black Angels, and if they can carry that momentum forward, then they will secure this map number 2, and each team will walk away from this best of 2 with 1 map won and 1 point apiece to go onto the leaderboard. This is my last rank for the next few weeks. Fair enough, Connor. Fair enough. Come back, please. I want my points. I know you do, Kazwez. But at the same time, I kind of don't want Vortex Gaming to win. Yeah, they didn't clear the pulse. Pulse proving absolutely deadly there to the push of Black Angels. As, of course, collecting the initial planter, thinking they were safe as the C4 had already been used. But, of course, with that soft floor, meaning that the pulse can shoot up through it. And if you are sat in one place, diffusing, then it's the easiest kill of his life. Unfortunately, missing the shots onto the final member, I believe it was Penta, when he did go and eventually get that plant down. But of course, a well-placed C4 from Maz meant that that round still went in favour of Vortex Gaming. The third site here being picked by Vortex Gaming will be the reading and dining room. Certainly the expected site when we see a third site being picked in a comp match. Of course, Black Angels proved us wrong by going the mining and dining, and of course with them going 6-0 on the defensive, proved to us how good they are at some of these slightly off sites. 2 members though on the side of Vortex Gaming committing to this top floor, 1 playing on the white stairs and 1 playing currently in Cocktail Bar. The castle being bought so they can open up these vertical holes and play into the reading room site. Also, the castle being used to stop certain entry points both onto the cocktail bar but also down here into the reading room door, and the final one being used, to be fair, I'm not actually quite sure where it's been used. Where have you used that last castle? Or is it still in your pocket? No, Krusty, where have you used that last castle? I'm probably looking right at it right now and everybody's shouting at me. I could be wrong. Has he put it? Oh, he's probably put it on the cocktail window. No, he hasn't. Guys, I've lost the castle barricade. Is it the dining? No. Where has Christie put his final castle barricade? Can anybody find this? I certainly can't. But we see now Fizzle pushing up the red stairs, going on a bit of ground floor roam, making sure that nobody is starting to take the site from there. But he sees a member of Black Angel on a beautiful headshot there coming out from Fizzle on the red stairs. Manages to take all eyes on Mango off of the side of Black Angels as he was playing on top of that red hatch. Marchez answers back though by getting a nice little headshot kill onto Christie, who was playing on the top floor. Reading door. Is it reading door? But I already called that one. That's only the second one. There's one upstairs, or now there was. Where's the third one? I don't know where it is. Oh no, it's over. No. No. Yeah, I've still lost it. I've still lost it. Thanks for the help, Callum, but I've still lost it. Anyway, we now see Black Angels taking... Not Black Angel. Yeah, Black Angels taking the top floor control and now starting to play these vertical angles on into sight. Fizzle, though, still playing on the red stairs, deciding if he wants to push up, decides better of it, and goes back down into mining. Pre-fire's coming out, though, from Penta, who has dropped into pillars. I apologise, Kafe, who has dropped into pillars. Trying to find Fizzle. Obviously, the calls are coming that he's over in that area. So he's just seeing whether he can get lucky with a few wall bangs. The Sledge of Kinks, though, has actually dropped into train and is now trying to push into mining. They do know that Fizzle is here, but don't know exactly where. He doesn't see him as he swings the corner. Fizzle being able to pick up a double kill. From the mining position, it's now a 2v1 situation, and the members of Black Angels are left in a 2-to-1 fight. Can they win this with only 10 seconds left on the clock? Hake and Fizzle involved in quite the gunfight. Fizzle eventually being taken off the board as the two remaining members of Black Angels decide now to push into sight. With that wall open, this should be a very easy kill and win for Vortex Gaming. Not quite managing it so far, but eventually game on an Oshink. Landing their shots, taking off the last few players as the plant tries to be forced into the dining room. And we see around number 10 or 11. 10 or 11. Round number 9. I was completely wrong. I just can't cast today, guys. I do deeply apologise. But Vortex Gaming certainly seem to have lit this fire under their arse, and so far it has really been working for them. 3 rounds on the trot on the defensive while they were backed into a corner, with of course Black Angels being on that match point. Will this be the first major comeback of this tournament? Will this go into overtime? Will I be able to finish casting tonight and go eat some pancakes? I don't know. Stay tuned to find out the answer to all these incredibly important questions. Of course, the most important one being, will I be able to get some pancakes very soon? Maybe, maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see. Either way, those timeouts, of course, being given to Maz's team of Vortex, proving incredibly crucial for them getting themselves back in the swing of this one. Seems that both of these teams aren't necessarily the strongest on their attack, often leaving things until the last minute, not necessarily having the man advantage as they try and push on into sight. Meaning that both of these teams, on both their attacks, so far, have been proving that time management on Kafe is something that they both really struggle with. Of course, we saw several rounds going in favour of Black Angels, not because they got all the kills on the board, but just because they delayed Vortex Gaming on their push long enough that as they either pushed into sight, the kills came down, or just the time ran down too far, and they were left trying to plant in a 1v2, 1v3, or the timer just went down before the plant was even able to happen. Of course, we have now seen Vortex Gaming using a very similar strategy straight back at Black Angels. And of course, Black Angels have not been able to answer to this so far. Of course, being on that match point, but not quite able to actually push this forward and get themselves the map win that they so desperately need to secure themselves the 1 point. Vortex Gaming already have 1 point. They could walk away from this happy even if they lost this game right here, right now. But of course, Black Angels, if they walk away with a win here, then they will get a point, but currently they are sat at no points guaranteed. So they really, 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 really want this one. The drone work on both sides could be a lot better, not going to lie. I completely agree, Callum. Also, by the way, Jack DVIS, thank you very much for following my dude, greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining the Elemental X squad. What am I going to call you guys? What's like a catchy name to call all you guys that dropped me a follow, which is 88 of you now, which is absolutely mad. Only 3 weeks ago, I was sat on like 7 followers, And now here I am at 88, almost 10 times, more than 10 times that amount. Currently though, we see Fizzle playing on the top floor on this Jaeger again. Not having the best first off, having dropped no kills when he was attacking. Now having got 4 over the 3 rounds so far that have been won on the side of Vortex Gaming. He's being pushed at the top of Cocktail though by, I believe, no, Kafe. As they now, the members of Black Angels have taken this top floor control off of the members of Vortex Gaming. Kafe not quite seeing the Jaeger there though, holding that angle on the 90 corridor. Could prove critical as he now decides to push down here. Is Fizzle holding the correct angle though to answer back? No, he's actually in reading room. My bad, no, of course he didn't see him. He does see the member falling down though as the sledge breaks into the wall. How did you lose that, Mango? Only taking Fizzle down onto 50 points damage and losing his life in the process. Both members in that gunfight though, of course, coming off quite bad. A kill being picked up by Hakei's Claymore though, as a run out is being made by, I believe, Fizzle. No, Maz, sorry. Maz being maybe a little bit over aggressive has now given numbers advantage over to the side of Black Angels with 50 seconds left on the clock. They are now trying to execute onto this site, take out the bandits on the wall, meaning they can actually start pushing on in through the bakery side. Ace and Nomad, of course, already having taken Bakery together and trying to decide to push in here. Oshink, though, getting a beautiful little kill there onto Kinks, who I believe was playing above. No, he was on his drone, sat there in the Bakery. Pence taking a lot of damage as well onto the Bandit of Game On, who was playing close to this freezer. Now manages to get the down and secure the kill. And with only 15 seconds left on the clock, the last 2 remaining members of Black Angels now need to try and execute onto the site. Unlucky there from Marches, doesn't quite manage to land the shots onto Oshink, and that's a 1v2, and the defenders win it once again. Game On securing the final kill of the round, and that is 4 rounds on the trot for Vortex Gaming, meaning we are only 2 rounds away from overtime right here. Goodness me, that did not look in the favour of Vortex Gaming as Maz threw his life away to a Claymore, and unfortunately the Romo Fizzle was picked off upstairs. But once again, that time management proving critical for both of these teams on the attack. Black Angels just not having the numbers advantage or the time advantage as they're making that execute off into sight. Seems that the top floor clear for both of these teams just isn't working out. They take far, far too long getting those drones in, getting those people down, clearing off the roamers, or at least taking them out. And of course, you were seeing on the side of Black Angels on that last push, the first gunfight that was made was between All Eyes on Mango and Fizzle, and somehow All Eyes on Mango, despite having the drop on Fizzle, lost that gunfight, instantly putting them on the back foot, meaning 3 members had to pinch Fizzle in reading, which wasted quite a bit of time, and eventually resulting in somehow Vortex Gaming, despite having the numbers disadvantage with 30 seconds left on the clock, coming through with the win. Currently we see Black Angels still sat on that match point, but they've now been sat on that match point for 4 rounds. They just cannot seem to get an attack together to allow them to push on into sites, to get the kills that they need, get that plant down, whatever it may be. They just don't seem to have the attack down. Neither of these teams can attack, and if we continue seeing these 2 teams trading it backwards and forwards, basically one of them not being able to attack the other's defense, then unfortunately the win is going to go in favour of Vortex here because they have defense first on overtime. If that indeed is the case, Vortex will win this game if we literally just see only the defensive side winning this. But hopefully one of these 2 teams, whether we reach overtime or not, is able to break the other's stride when it comes to attacking on this map. Fizzle currently playing all the way at the bottom of White Stairs, hoping to maybe pick somebody up as they go and repel. Nobody repelling right in front of this White Stairs garage door though, meaning that no sound cue is coming out and no push is coming. Krusty though is playing on the pulse once again, this time in the mining room. He proved crucial in the previous round. If of course he can stay alive or not get picked off nice and early, then maybe he can pick off people through the floor again and get them the round win like he did last time. Fizzle has now moved up to the brown stairs but decides better of it and is rotating back towards white, at some point being ready to move up to that tier 2 to join his friendly pulse and help stop the push of Black Angels, who are now pushing all the way down red and starting to bring the pain to Krusty here. 2 members currently pushing as All Eyes on Mango on the sledge takes a ton of damage once again, pushing in, being very low. Unfortunately though for Vortex, He doesn't lose this gunfight this time, and he manages to kill Krusty, taking that very important pulse off the board on this top floor site and giving the man advantage very much back in favour of Black Angels. Is this the round where we see everything change? Maybe, maybe not, as the Jaeger swings the red stairs and takes the head off. All Eyes on Mango's on the tiniest bit of health. Fizzle, of course, still being on that roam could prove even more deadly for the side of Black Angels as they try and decide exactly how to attack onto this site. Claymore and Nomaz being put on red stairs stop any flank from coming up, as the Ace now starts pushing into the cocktail lounge. Cigar lounge, sorry. Downstairs though, Fizzle collects the kill onto Penta, playing in the reading room. Very nice shot there coming out all the way from white stairs. He now is going below, trying to play onto that new balcony area. Waiting for someone just to peek underneath the electrical. Hake takes a huge amount of damage there, not quite sure exactly where from. Maybe a C4 was used or he walked into something. Either way, he has taken a lot of damage. Might have been his own ash charge, but Maz just walks right in front of Hake's crosshairs. It means he can easily just decapitate the man as he pushes into sight. It's now a 3v3 with 30 seconds left on the clock. A little bit more time in favour of Black Angels here to try and get this execute off, but still some dangerous operators left. One C4 being left in the hands of Game On, who's currently playing in Freezer. Oshink, though, with two of those smoke canisters still in pocket. One of them now as he throws the other one out, trying to stop that default plant going off. The default plant being put down by Kinks, but Fizzle swings the corner. Game On, the C4 coming in crucial, and the final member of Black Angels, Marchez, pushes in, trying to get down that plant, but Game On, through the smoke, gets the headshot as the default plant is called, and another round goes in favour of Vortex Gaming. They have now brought this back 6 rounds to 5. What on earth am I watching here? People have been calling it in chat already. Certainly Callum has been doing so far. The comeback of the century. Are we going to be seeing that today? I'm not quite sure, but it's certainly looking like that might be the case so far. And if it is going to be the Kafe curse that neither of these teams can win on attack, then as I previously said, Vortex will win this game. Certainly makes a few of you in chat quite happy, as there are 93% of you, well, 93% of the bits that have been voted, that have been put into the prediction, are currently sat on Vortex Gaming. So those of you who were sweating a little bit earlier, thinking that you were about to see your beautiful Vortex Gaming team get 7-0'd, that is not the case so far, but there is still one round left to be played before we go into overtime on this one.
Need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Sorry, Caswez, no we can't. But there is still one round to be played here before we see either an OT come and the biggest comeback of the century from the side of Vortex Gaming on the defensive, or will we see Black Angels finally able to string something together here as they attack onto, once again, the invert commas offside of this one, as we see Vortex Gaming going back to the reading and dining site. Once again, bringing out that castle on Krusty, helping to hold that top floor site. Maybe we can actually see where he puts this blooming third castle barricade. That is the third one, but where has he put the other ones? Man's confusing me. There it is, it's on the white stairs window. I've finally found it. That's probably where he put it previously and I couldn't see it before. Possibly because it was destroyed, or because I was just being completely blind. Either way, we now know where that elusive third castle barricade has gone. Certainly provides a bit of help to the player. Currently playing on this planks position at the top of white stairs. As once again we see Black Angels starting to go for the top floor down push. Goodness me, Kinks showing off his high sensitivity there, doing a little pirouette for us on the roof. And Sledge, oh dear, Mango, not only whiffing his shots in a couple of previous gunfights, but also missing the Sledge on the stationary hatch. He's not having a good day with accuracy, is he? I'm sorry, Caswez, I don't really play Minecraft much, / at all. Maybe another day, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, there is still a game to be played right now as Maz takes huge amounts of damage there, being left on maybe about 4 hit points. Not sure exactly where he was playing. Sounds like on the white stairs. Not quite sure where he got shot from. Maybe it was the long white hall because that window behind him is still completely secure. However, wherever he got shot from, he has taken a hell of a lot of damage and he's not exactly feeling as secure as he was maybe previously. We do see the Castle of Krusty playing still in this cocktail position, trying to be found, but Fizzle gets taken out nice and early by Kinks. putting Black Angels are very much in the driving seat on this one. Plenty of time still left on the clock. If they can push this advantage now and get a few more picks, then maybe this one, despite all the best efforts of Vortex Gaming, will go in favour of Black Angels. Kafe, of course, proving this even further by taking the head off O'Shink. Maz is basically down and out at this point in such low health. He can still do something, but there, as I say that, Penta takes him out, but Krusty landing a beautiful little headshot there onto the All Eyes on Mango, who was pushing the cocktail balcony. Game On doing his level best to help out, getting a headshot onto Penta as he pushes into the reading room side. Man gets nomaded though, and Prefire's coming out through the wall, puts him down on about 10 hit points as Kafe manages to finally secure the kill. That's a double kill coming out from Kafe. In a 3v1 now, can Krusty clutch this out for his team? Can he put this into overtime? Man's been left to do a hell of a lot right here as he does a load of damage onto Marchez. Ping's coming out there onto the members in sight as he tries to play around these holes that they've made into the floor of reading room. Pings from his team though coming out on the players of Black Angels. Marchez starting to stick that plant, has the call come out onto Krusty. What exactly can he do to answer in this instance? The plant is now down, he has 45 seconds to try and answer on this one, or this game is all said and done. But no, Marchez swings the corner, taking Krusty out of this game after an incredibly well played second half for Vortex Gaming. Unfortunately, it is on the second time that they go to the reading and dining site that unfortunately it all falls apart for them. And Black Angels are able to secure map number 2, 7 rounds to 5. Very, very close from both these teams. Incredibly well played. Much closer than we saw in the first game. And much closer to the scoreline we were maybe expecting. With, of course, the vote and predictions going basically 50-50 between these teams. With both of these teams, of course, winning one map apiece, it does see them walk away with 1 point apiece on the leaderboard. This moves both of them up in the standings, but of course not quite as far as they were maybe expecting. No, my points, fuck you, Maz. Well, yes, indeed. I can see that you're not very happy there, Kazwez. Black Angels certainly did something in that 10-minute break. Of course, I don't know what. Whether they had a good team talk or something, I don't quite know. Either way, we did see them walk away with the victory on this one. And would you look at that, 5.3k channel points go to not AIO 55. I've forgotten how to read, guys. I do deeply apologise. I've absolutely butchered your name. But this man over here, or woman, voted with 370 bits on Black Angels winning. There was a 7% chance as per your guys' prediction, but unfortunately Vortex Gaming was not able to put it together when it mattered. They were so close from pushing this one to overtime, but finally Black Angels were able to break the chain and get an attacking sided win on Kafe. Very well played to both these teams. Of course, the second map being a lot more enjoyable than the first, after the first being a complete cakewalk, going 7-0 to Vortex Gaming. Both of these teams walking away with one map win from this best of 2 does see them leaving with 1 point apiece, so each team will be relatively happy with that. But I'm sure Vortex Gaming are kicking themselves at this point after not being able to get that full comeback, being 1 round away from getting it as well. Goodness me, that was an incredibly fun game to watch and cast for you guys, so thank you very much for joining me today. That's all we've got time for, though. That is tonight's best of 2, all sorted with Black Angels. But if you're fancying some further Black Angels action to see exactly what they're going to be doing tomorrow, then I will be casting another game, this time with Conchcast over on his channel, which you can find at www.twitch.tv/Conchcasts. We'll be streaming at about 8:15 p.m. And over there, we will be seeing Black Angels Esports versus Scorpio Gaming for the Resistance Siege League. If, of course, so you want to stay tuned to some of the league action that is happening over here on the PS4 European Rainbow Six League, then tomorrow we do have a game for you. This will see Counteract versus Zodiac Esports kicking off at 7 o'clock, being casted by JB. So go over to his channel. I think there may be links on somewhere on my channel to go over to his. Either way, his Twitch name is Arrogant JB. Go give him a quick follow and say hi from me if you do go over there to watch the game tomorrow. But Counteract versus Zodiac Gaming is looking like a spicy one. Whether you join me and Conch tomorrow watching another game where we see Black Angels face off against Scorpio Gaming, or you stick around and watch this league and watch the Counteract versus Expansion, hope you have a wonderful evening, and whichever one you decide. Of course, I'm fine if you go watch Conch and me. I'm fine if you go watch Counteract versus Zodiac with JB. Either or is perfectly fine, but for today. If you haven't already dropped a follow and you do like what I'm doing here this evening, then please do consider dropping me a quick follow. It greatly helps me out and would be greatly appreciated. But that is all I have time for this evening, as we have now run out of time. Everybody's left the server. I'm going to get some pancakes. I hope you, if you haven't already had some pancakes, can go get some yourself. Thank you for joining me for this incredibly thrilling game where we saw Vortex Gaming face off against Black Angels. I've been Elemental. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.